Hello everyone, Pop-Tart here. Welcome back to the Aeroteam channel. In today's Twitch showcase, we're going to be having a look at our Boeing 747-400LCF in 1.5:1 scale. LCF stands for Large Cargo Freighter, better known as the Dreamlifter. This aircraft was designed for the sole purpose of transporting aircraft components for the 787 Dreamliner program during its development and production. The aircraft itself is of course a reconfigured 747-400, but rather than taking the traditional approach of an opening cargo door on the side or an opening nose or anything like that, in order to access its massive cargo bay on the inside, the entire tail section here hinges 90 degrees outwards to the side to allow for access. This did transport entire fuselage sections for the Dreamliner, so of course it had to be absolutely massive. If I remember correctly, its cargo hold actually held a world record as the largest in the world for quite a long time. So let's have a look around. Just like any 747, we've got the cockpit up here on the second level, with the entry door down here, and windows stretching down the nose of the aircraft for the crew area in there. We'll have a closer look at that when we look through the interior. Down here are the landing gear. We've got the gear doors out to the side and the taxi light on the front, and an airfoil extension down on the underside there. Same thing up top with the airfoil extensions and a beacon light right here on top of the fuselage. As for our wings here, we've got the wing box coming out with the wing light there, and the landing lights embedded in the wing itself, and slat detailing along the leading edge of the wing. The Dreamlifter uses 4 of these Pratt & Whitney PW4000 engines, one of the engine variants used by the 400, and the flap track fairings back here, with the tips painted in red. This is, I believe, for the ground crew to prevent accidental collisions on the ground. Down here we have our main landing gear, with the gear doors out to the side and struts connecting to the fuselage. Interestingly enough, as you can see here, the 747 also has 4 landing gear bogies, 2 out to the side under the wings and 2 in the center of the fuselage. So for these 2 we have the gear doors out to the side here, and these would fold into the fuselage right here. So back here we have the end of the wing box as well, and more airfoil extensions on the underside. And the horizontal stabilizers at the back, and the vertical stabilizer here. The logo lights on the horizontal stabilizers, and the APU at the back of the aircraft. Moving on down, we have the forward cargo door on the right side of the aircraft, and the aft cargo door back here. These would lead into the smaller cargo compartments in the underbelly of the aircraft. Now for the truly unique feature of the Dreamlifter though, we have the seam that runs around the tail cone of the aircraft, where the entire tail cone would separate to rotate off and open for access to the cargo bay on the inside. And you can see the 2 massive hinges on the outside that support the tail cone when it is rotated off to the side. That's just about everything for the exterior of the Dreamlifter though, so stepping through the entry door here, we can have a look at the interior. So, up in the nose here is the crew area here, as I mentioned. So we've got seating and the galleys at the front here. Not a whole lot to it though, so moving on back here, up the staircase, we have the flight deck in here, with the pilot and co-pilot seats. Since the 400 was a relatively newer aircraft, this variant of the 747 didn't have a flight engineer position, as opposed to the earlier 200 models, I believe, so it's just a 2-person crew. As for the flight deck here, we have the rudder pedals down there, instruments, MCP, yokes, throttle quadrant, all that good stuff. So, that's it for the interior here. And now we can move on to the truly fun part of the Dreamlifter. Down here we have the forward cargo hold that I was talking about earlier. Not a whole lot to it. So, speaking of cargo holds, now we have the real killer for the Dreamlifter, and that is the main cargo hold here. As I mentioned, this massive space would transport anything from wings to entire fuselages for the 787 Dreamliner, so it is quite spacious to be able to accommodate for all of that. And we have the aft bulkhead back here. But that's just about it for the interior of the Dreamlifter. Not a whole lot to it. It's mostly cargo space, as you could probably tell. As we do with all of our aircraft, it's of course not painted in any way. But of course this isn't how the Dreamlifter would fly in real life. So back here we have the true flying colors of the Dreamlifter. This livery is currently operated by Atlas Air, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. So as for the livery itself here, we have the Dreamlifter text on the side of the fuselage there, the Boeing logo on the nose of the aircraft, and the engines and vertical stabilizer are painted solid blue. Apart from that, we have the aircraft registration in black down here on the tail cone of the aircraft. But that's about it for the Dreamlifter livery. So, lastly here, we have the Dreamlifter with the tail cone opened. So this is what you would see with the rear of the aircraft hinged open to allow for access to the cargo hold here, whether that be for loading it up or extracting the aircraft components from the cargo hold. But that's everything for the 747-400LCF. So, this is the first showcase video on the channel, and I really hope that you enjoyed this glimpse into our Dreamlifter. If you'd like to have a closer look, or get your hands on this aircraft, check out the project on Planet Minecraft, a link for which can be found in the description below. So, if you enjoyed this showcase, then please do consider subscribing to the Aeroteam channel to be the first to see our new aircraft when they come out. That's just about it though, so thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one.